if you want to do playlists, you can. If you got no music, you can. Up to you. Alrighty, but we're gonna get started because it is 5 o'clock. All right, let's go ahead and start on our backs. Having a hand on the heart and one on the belly. Starting to focus in on the breath, on the inhales and the exhales. Feeling that breath move in through the nose, down the throat, the chest, into the belly. And as it reverses from the belly, chest, throat, and out through the nose. Keeping this breath going, knowing that you can always come back to at any point in time. Taking any rest or any modifications as needed. And go ahead and set an intention for today's class. Maybe it's something you're specifically working on, or maybe you need a little inspiration. So our quote for today is, our intention, words, and actions create our reality. So maybe the reality you create or the intention you focus in on is love. Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's happiness. And releasing that intention, whatever way feels most natural. If you're following along with the playlist, we're going to hit play. The fingers are extending long, toes are extending long, nice big body stretch. Next breath, letting the knees come into the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, finding a little bit of movement side to side. And then finding that stillness. Right knee is going to stay hugged in. Left leg is extending nice and long. Let that heel drop down on the floor. Start finding circles with that right knee. Going one way and then going the opposite way. If it feels nice to go into a half happy baby, grabbing the outer part of that foot, guiding that right knee down towards the mat. Breathing into that right hip. Keeping that left leg grounded if you can. Gently release that foot, letting that knee cross on over towards the left side of the body. Left hand resting gently upon that right knee, right arm opening on out. Gaze can be up towards the sky or it can fall to the right. Let's bring everything back to center. Bring that left knee in to meet the right. Nice big hug. Right leg extending out nice and long. Let that heel drop. Start finding those circles now on this left side, going one way and then going the opposite way. Eventually letting that knee cross on over the body to the right side, having that right hand gently upon that knee. Left arm splayed on out. Breathe. Allow the knee to come back to center. Everything's coming back to center. Right knee's coming in to meet the left. Give yourself a nice big hug. Extend those legs up towards the sky. Flex the toes or the feet. Reach those arms up towards the feet. The shoulders might lift. Breathe. Nice big inhale and exhale. Keeping those shoulders lifted. Maybe you let the hands come behind the head to gently hold yourself up. You can keep those hands reaching up towards the sky if you'd like. Left leg stays where it's at. Right leg is dropping on down. Let it hover. Breathe. We're going to switch sides so that right leg makes its way back up. Left leg is dropping on down. Keep it hovering. Two more on each side, your breath pace. Maybe you spend a breath or two there before switching. After that last set, you're going to let those legs be nice and long, reaching for the sky. The shoulders will drop down towards the mat. Bend those knees, let the knees come in towards the chest, nice big hug. Start finding some movement along the spine, forward and back, making your way into your tabletop position. So those hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, spine is nice and long. Our next breath, we're shining that heart forward, tailbone going up, breathe. Push that ground away, curve the spine in your cat. Your breath pace and your cat-cow flow, welcoming in other movements as they come, whether they exaggerate the pose or change it a little bit more than usual, just allowing those shapes to enter the body. Even yourself out. Meeting back in that neutral tabletop. Let's tuck those toes under, lift those hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, finding some movement here, getting that stretch behind the legs. Those hips are reaching high. Nice big inhales and exhales. Go ahead and find that stillness. Left leg stays grounded, right leg reaching up high. Bend that knee, stack those hips. Reach that right knee up a little higher. Back into your three-legged dog. Those hips are facing down. Let's step that foot in between those hands, low runner's lunge. Left hand stays down, right arm peeling open. Let's let that left knee drop on down, untuck those toes. Pushing that left hand into our twist. So that left hand is reaching forward, right hand is reaching back. Breathe. Right hand falls down onto that left leg, left arm painting the sky. Release that right hand, reaching up high. Exhale those hands on down, framing that foot. Let the hips go on back. Right toes up towards the sky. Drag that right heel for me. Nice and long with that spine. Coming back into that right foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back leg. We're letting that right hand come inside of that right foot. Walk those hands on over towards the left side of the mat. Bend that left knee. The toes are facing out towards the long side of the mat. Right toes are coming up. So Skandasana, getting that stretch still behind that right leg. Breathe. Keep walking those hands towards the back of the mat. So all 10 toes are facing the back of the room in a low runner's lunge. Getting that stretch in front of that right hip now. Right hand stays planted down. Left arm is peeling open. As we exhale, right knee is coming on down. Untuck those toes. Push that right hand into the mat to lift that torso on up. Right hand reaching for the back, left towards the back or front. It's a little tricky now. Left hand is coming down onto the leg. Right arm is painting the sky. Release that left hand, reach up high. Exhale those hands on down. Frame that foot. Let the hips go on back. Left toes up towards the sky. Drag that left heel. Keep that spine nice and long. Breathe for me. Nice big inhales and exhales. Coming back into that left foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back leg. Walk those hands inside of that left foot all the way over towards that right foot. Bend that right knee. Left toes are coming up. Skandasana once more on this opposite side. Breathe. Keep that spine nice and long. Feel that stretch behind the leg. Walking those hands now towards the front, framing that right foot. Left toes are also facing the front, low runner's lunge. Left hand stays nice and strong. Let's step that right foot back into our side plank. Left knee can come down if you'd like. We're pushing those hips up towards the sky. Nice big inhales and exhales. Exhale, right hand is coming on down, high plank. Let those hips go up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bend that knee, stack those hips. Back into our three-legged dog. Let's step that foot in between those hands, low runner's lunge. Nice and low here. Find that strength in that left foot. Right foot becoming nice and light. Let's step it forward, folding on over those legs. Big bend in those knees. Let that torso be heavy. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale on over those legs. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Let's grab a hold of that left wrist, side bend to the right. Allowing that space to be created in that whole left side of the body. Inhale back up to center. Grab a hold of that right wrist, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach back up to center. Exhale, swan dive on over those legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Plant those hands, step it on back. Let's let that right hand come towards the center of the mat. Heels are falling on over towards the right. We're opening up into our side plank, opposite side. Breathe. Right knee can drop on down if you'd like. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Exhale, left hand is coming on down. We're going through our vinyasa flow. Maybe it's high to low. Inhaling that heart open and exhaling into our downward facing dog. Take your time in your specific flow. See what feels nice for your body tonight. Nice big inhales and exhales. Settle in. Left foot stays grounded, right leg reaching up high. Breathe. Next breath, right knee touches that right arm. Reach it back up. Knee to nose. And up. Knee to left arm. Thread that foot on through. Maybe you keep both of those hands down. This is a lot going on. Or if not, that right hand stays down. Left arm is peeling open. Breathe. If you want a little bit more, that right heel will lift. That foot is lifted, bring it back down. Left hand is coming on down. Unthread that foot back into your three-legged dog. Breathe, reach that heel up a little higher. Let that knee come to the nose. Knees dropping on down. Right hand is planting, left arm is opening. Modified side plank. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Let's lift that left foot on up. Flex that foot for me. Breathe. Reach that left arm forward. Knee taps that elbow. Extend long. Find that tap. Extend. Tap. Extend. Tap. Extend. Last time, tap. Now step that foot forward next to that right hand. Left hand is coming in front of that left foot. And we're lifting on up into our half moon. So you shift that weight forward into that left leg. The hips will stack upon each other, flexing that right foot. Right arm is reaching up high. Breathe. Bend that left knee to let that right knee come back down. Let that right hand come down for balance. Extend that left leg on back into that modified side plank. We're gonna do that twice more. I know it's a little weird. Lift that left leg, knee and elbow meet. Step that foot forward, left hand coming in front of that foot. Open up, half moon. Together we shine a little brighter. Exhale, bring that right hand down, bend that right knee, let it drop on down. Step that left foot back. Modified side plank, breathe. Last time, knee and elbow. Step that foot forward, left hand coming in front. Open on up, half a moon. Nice big inhales and exhales. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe that left hand comes up to the heart. That right hand will come to the heart. Breathe. Bend that left knee, step that right foot back. Open up, warrior two. Nice and strong with those arms. Soft gaze over those front fingers. Inhales and exhales. Feel that breath move through the body. Connect with that intention. Flip that left palm to the sky. Exhale that warrior. Next breath, we find our side angle. Left arm onto that left leg. Right arm reaching up and over. Exhale that warrior. Back into that side angle. Right hand will fall down towards the mat. It's coming a little bit in front of that left foot. Shift that weight forward. Right leg will tilt up. We're twisting that moon now. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Bend that left knee. Let that right knee touch on down. Extend that left leg back. Breathe. So we're back in that modified side plank again. Exhale that left hand on down. You can keep that right knee down, the left toes tucked under. Maybe you bring that right knee to the heart and down a few. Maybe if you're not feeling that, you extend that right leg back. You can find a low chaturanga if you'd like. We're meeting in our downward facing dog, however you get there. Nice big inhales and exhales. Let's bend those knees. Step, jump, hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway. Exhaling over those legs. Inhale all the way up to standing. Reach up high. Exhale those hands down. Go ahead and bend those knees into our chair. Inhale up to standing. Reach up high. Exhale down into our chair. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down, breathe. Relaxing on over those legs, wiggle it out. Come up halfway, plant those hands, step, jump, hop it on back. Find your flow, we're meeting in our downward facing dog. Nice big inhales and exhales. Right foot stays planted, left leg rises. Left knee to that left arm. Bring it up. Knee to nose and up. Knee to right arm. Thread that foot on through. Left hand stays down, or maybe both of the hands stay down. Right arm is reaching up high. Breathe. Let those hips move up towards the sky. Maybe that left foot lifts. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Right hand comes on down. If that foot was lifted, let it come down. Unthread that foot. Back into your three-legged dog. Reach up high. Let that knee come to the nose. Drop that knee on down. Opening on up into that modified side plank. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Right leg rises. Reach that right arm forward. And tap in. Extend. Tap. Extend. Tap. Extend. For 3. For 2. For 1. Nice and long. Breathe. Reach that right arm up high. Stepping that right foot next to that left hand. Nice and strong here. Right hand is coming in front of that right foot. Tilt it up. Opening up into that half moon. Those hips are stacked. Breathe. Left hand is coming on down. Bend that left knee to let it drop down. We're stepping that right foot on back, opening up. Knee and elbow. Let that foot plant next to that left hand, right hand forward. Open up. Woo. Let's come back down. Bend that knee, bring it down. Extend that right leg nice and long. Breathe. Come back forward. Let's tilt it open. Maybe the right hand comes to the heart. Maybe the left hand to the heart. Woo! Bend that right knee, left foot is sealing on down, opening up, warrior 2. Nice big inhales and exhales. Flip that right palm to the sky, exhale that warrior. Next breath, side angle. Exhale it. Back into that side angle. Let that hand come forward in front of that right foot. Tilt that weight forward, open up. Twisted half a moon. Breathe. Bend that left knee, let it drop on down. Step that right foot on back. Right hand drops on down. So that left knee can stay down. Right toes are tucked. Maybe you bring that knee to the heart for some pulses. Maybe pulses are not working for you today, and that's okay. Extend that leg nice and long. I want you to shift forward, come down halfway. Inhale that heart open. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. All right, so we're gonna move a little quicker, opening up those hips. So let's exhale forward, high plank. If you need to have the knees down at any point in time, I want you to let them come down, okay? I'm gonna show with the knees down, just so you can see. So right foot is stepping forward next to that right hand. Breathe. Push that ground away, engage the shoulders, step that right knee back. Left foot is coming forward, outside of that left foot. Nice big inhales and exhales, breathe. We're breathing into the hips here. Step that knee back. Now I'm gonna show with the knees up. So if you have those knees up, you're in your high plank. I want you to step forward, keep that left knee lifted. Step it back, high plank. Left foot forward. Breathe into that hip, 2 breaths. Step it back. So finding your variation that works best for you. We're letting that foot come forward as the other one stays back, getting some mobility in that hip, juicing it up. We're here for the rest of these beats of the song. Not the whole song though, just this little bouncy part. All right, nice and tall in that high plank or in that tabletop, breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. We're gonna step or have the hands come a handprint forward. So we're kind of in this very wide plank. We can have those knees down, it's okay. We're gonna let the forearms come down towards the mat. Let them come back up. I try to let them both come up at the same time. It's not there right now, and that's okay. Drop them down. Lift them up. For 2, and up. Last one. So we're here in this forearm plank. Again, those knees can be down. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Keeping the shoulder blades engaged. All right, we're rolling open on over towards the right side. So if you're lifted, those heels are falling to the right. That left arm is rising on up. If you're on your knees, you're gonna have a modified side plank with that forearm down. Come back to center. Roll those heels to the left, open up. Back to center, to the right, or the opposite side. And switch. 2 more times. We got this. Last set. Breathe. Back to center. Nice big inhales and exhales. Let the knees come down, hips are going back. Child's pose. Breathe. Whether those hands are forward or they reach back towards the heels, or if you let the hands come to heart, come to prayer, bend the elbows, thumbs going towards the nape of the neck. I want you to find the version that suits you best. Keep in mind, this might even be a little water break. Two more breaths. All right, those hands are coming back forward in that child's pose. Let's roll up into that tabletop, breathe. Tuck the toes under. Let's lift those hips, downward facing dog, breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Shift that weight into that left leg, right leg reaches up high. Bend that knee, stack those hips. If you're wanting to flip that dog on over, letting those toes touch down, heart shines open. Right hand is coming on down. If you flipped, we're opening back up into that 3-legged dog. Right knee's finding that left arm, thread it through. Maybe you keep it floating this time. Option of grabbing the outer part of that right foot and letting it come forward. Woo! Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. And it's okay. Having a little bit of playtime. Left hand is coming on down under that foot, reach up high. Step that foot in between those hands, low runner's lunge. Breathe. Inhale those arms on up, crescent warrior. Nice big inhales and exhales. Strengthen that right leg. Left foot becomes nice and light. Let's let it come up into a pillar pose. Hands are coming to heart center. Right hand reaching outside of that left leg. Left arm reaching behind you, breathe. Some of you might like a bind, grabbing the big toe of that left foot, or maybe the outer part of that left foot, extending that leg long. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. If you took that bind, I want you to gently release it. We're crossing that left ankle above that right knee. Bring that torso forward, bend on down. Hands at heart center. Some of you might like to fold all the way over the legs. Those hands are reaching down onto the floor, or maybe a block, or whatever is in the way. Maybe it's a kitty cat. Nice big inhales and exhales. Option of an arm balance, we're definitely warmed up. So if you're wanting that arm balance, that flying pigeon, it's here. You're gonna let the hands come down nice and flat. Create that shelf, that chaturanga, those chaturanga arms. That left big toe is hooking around that right arm, the upper part of the arm. You're squeezing it on tight. You're squeezing, 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 engaging the belly, causing that right foot to lift. Maybe it lifts for a second, maybe it doesn't, but you're starting to get ready to like prep into that to fly. Some days it's there, some days it's not. All right, we're all coming up. I want you to reach up high. Keep that bound of that ankle above the knee just for a second. Exhale that left foot on down. Let those hands come to heart center. Wiggle it out. Let those hands fall next to the body. Maybe the eyes closed. Roll those shoulders away from the ears. Connect with that breath once more. Nice big inhales and exhales. Feeling any echoes in the body. Just a few more breaths. Connecting with that heart. Connecting with that breath. Maybe even that intention of joy, of happiness, of love. Inhale those arms on up with that next breath. Exhale, swan dive on over. Inhale, come up halfway. Let's plant those hands, step it on back. Go through your flow, meeting in our downward facing dog. Right foot stays where it's at. Left leg rises up high. Bend that knee, stack those hips. Option of flipping, letting those toes touch down. Left arm opening on up. If you flipped, I want you to come back around. We're all in that three-legged dog. Left knee is crossing to that right arm. Thread that foot on through. Maybe you keep it floating. Maybe you grab the outer part of that foot for that little bind. Gently release your variation. Right hand comes back down. Unthread that foot. Reach up high. Step that foot in between those hands. Low runner's lunge. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Inhale those arms up overhead. Crescent warrior. Hands will come to heart center. Strengthen that left leg. It's nice and strong, nice and sturdy. Right foot starting to become nice and light. Let it come up. Pillar pose. Nice and grounded with that left leg. There are your roots holding you down. Left hand coming outside of that right leg. Right arm reaching behind you. Option of that bind, either grabbing a hold of the big toe with peace fingers or grabbing the outer part of that right foot and extending it out. Keep the twist. I want you to keep that spine long. Breathe. Gently release that bind if you took it. Let those hands come back to heart center. Right ankle's crossing above that left knee. Breathe. Sit it on down. Option of folding on over those legs. Arm balance is here if you want. So you'll bend that left knee a whole lot. Plant those hands down, nice and wide. Create that chaturanga shelf. Hooking that right toe outside of that left arm. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Engage that belly. Left toes maybe lift, even if it's just for a second. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Once you're done playing, we're coming back up. We're lifting that torso up, keeping that connection. Woo! Reach up high. Release that foot. Let that foot come down. Hands are coming to heart center. Let them fall to the side as we find that mountain pose once more. Maybe you wiggle out before settling into that mountain pose. Nice big inhales and exhales. Noticing the echo of the body now that both sides have had a chance to warm up, have had a chance to play. Noticing any differences. Are we still holding on to tension? Onto any extra effort? I want you to try to let that go with each exhale. Feeling in that body, feeling in that breath with that intention, whether it's love, whether it's happiness, whether it's joy. Let the body fill with just one of those words, all of those words. Feeling that lightness in the body, that space being created. Just a few more breaths. Good. Next breath, inhaling those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive on down. Come up halfway. Plant the hands. Left foot stays where it's at. Right foot is extending back. So we're in a grounded warrior 3. I want you to come up onto those fingertips. Those right toes are facing down. If you feel ready to let those hands come to the heart, maybe you let them come to the heart. Maybe you even fly them out to the side, just for a breath or 2. Bend that left knee, right foot sealing on down, opening up, warrior 2. Flipping that left palm up towards the sky, straightening that left leg, little bit of a micro bend. Go ahead and let that arm tilt up and over, sky archer. Next breath, opening up those arms, nice and long. Reach that left hand towards the front, right hip is pushing back. Let that left hand fall down as that right hand comes up. Noticing the stacking of the shoulders. That spine is nice and long, that heart is open, breathe. Next breath, you're gonna let that right arm windmill behind you. And next to that right foot, revolve that back foot. You're on that ball of that foot. Left arm is coming up to the sky. So we're in this twist. Breathe. Exhale that left hand on down. I want you to lift that left foot towards the belly, towards the heart. We're in a lifted pigeon here. Exhale, let that left leg come on down. Extend that right leg on back. Staying up high just for a few breaths. Some of you might like to bend that right knee, grabbing a hold of that right foot with the right hand. Get a bit of a quad stretch. Once you're done playing with that, gently release the foot with control. And we're making our way down, relaxing on over this left leg now. Nice big inhales and exhales. Allowing the space to be created. Coming back to that anchor of the breath. Allowing that breath and that heartbeat to guide you. Just a few more breaths. Gently lifting that torso back up. Hands are staying forward. And I want you to bend that right knee. So it's going to stay grounded. The toes don't have to be tucked under, but they can if you want to protect the knee a little bit. And then I want you to bring that left knee up towards the heart, just so you can step that foot in between those hands. Let the hips go on back into our quarter split. Now, we stretched out a bit of this leg already. So if you have a full split in your practice, maybe you play with that. Maybe you stay up kind of high this time versus letting yourself fall down. Keeping that weight forward, that spine nice and long. So taking this time to play with whatever version is suiting you. Nice big inhales and exhales. With control, I want you to gently come up if you took that full split. We're all coming back into that left foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back leg, low runner's lunge. Let's step that right foot up to meet the left. Relaxing on over those legs, wiggle it out. Come up halfway. Exhale on over. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Let those hands come to heart center. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, swan dive back over. Come up halfway. Plant the hands. This time that right foot is staying where it's at. That left leg is extending back in our grounded warrior three. So that left hip is pushing down towards the ground. It likes to kind of pop up. I want you to guide it down. If you're ready to let those hands come up to the heart, let them float up. Maybe even let those arms extend out to the sides. Breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Bend that right knee. Let's lift on up into that warrior two. Soft gaze over that right hand. Feeling that strength in the arms and the legs as we pull in and shine out at the same time. Nice big inhales and exhales. Start straightening that right leg, little bit of a micro bend. Flip that right palm up towards the sky. Exalt it. With that next breath, we're extending those arms nice and long. Reach that right hand towards the front. Left hip is pushing back. Let that hand drop on down. Left arm reaching up high. Allowing that spine to be nice and long. The shoulders to stack upon each other. The gaze is wherever feels best for your neck. Just a few more breaths. All right, that left arm is reaching back behind you, swooping down and under to plant next to that right foot. Bend that right knee, back foot revolves around that ball of that foot. Right arm reaching up, forward, and to the sky. Breathe. Right hand comes on down, frame that right foot. Left knee drops on down, untuck those toes. And then lift them back up. Wait, let's lift that right foot now. So we're in this floating pigeon. Breathe. For 3. Push that ground away for 2. 1. Let it drop on down. Staying nice and high. That left leg drops on down. You untuck those toes. Let that heart stay open. Option of bending that left knee, grabbing a hold of that foot with the left hand for a bit of a bind. If you took that bind, gently release that foot with control. We're all coming down, relaxing on over the right leg now. Take your time there. Finding that ease here. Connecting with that breath. Noticing any thoughts that might come up. I want you to be able to breathe through them. Whatever comes up, just noticing it. Noticing it for what it is. Knowing that it only lasts a little while. And how strong you are. How you're able to get through it. Nice big inhales and exhales. Keep breathing into that right hip. Our next breath, we lift on up. Hands are planted. We're bending that left knee. We're bringing it forward. So we can shift that weight back and untuck that right foot. Let that foot come forward. Breathe. Hips are going back. Right toes up towards the sky. Option of staying forward or finding that full split version, knowing each side's a little different. So maybe you're kind of way up high on one side versus the other. It's okay. I want you to breathe whatever version you're taking. Nice big inhales and exhales. Keeping that spine nice and long, whatever variation you're in. 2 more breaths. All right. If you're in that wider version, I want you to drag that right heel back, come back into that weight, into that left knee. We're all coming into that right foot now. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back leg. Right foot is stepping back to meet the left. Just breathe here. Knees can come down, pushing those heels towards the back of the room, engaging those shoulders. Breathe. Let those hips go up towards the sky, downward facing dog. You might even step the feet in a little closer to adjust as needed. Reaching those hips up a little higher. Let's bend those knees. Maybe you step the feet forward outside of the hands, or maybe you hop it forward into your yogi squat. So if you need a block underneath the bum or a pillow to help with the knees, go ahead and let one come underneath you. Nice big inhales and exhales. We have the option of staying here, just kind of settling in, feeling the stillness, still connecting with those hips. Or option of letting one hand come down as the opposite opens up. Some of you might even find a bind or half a bind, letting that right arm come behind you, that left arm hooking around that left leg. And then releasing that and switching sides. Some of you might want to play with your crow instead. Letting those hands come forward, creating that shelf, bringing those knees in towards the armpits, engaging that belly as you lift on up. Bring that belly towards the spine. Just a few more breaths. All right, settling in. Let that bum come down towards the mat. Left leg extending out. Right foot is tucking on in. Let's let that left hand come to the right knee. Right arm reaching behind you. Let it lift and reach towards those flexed left toes. Feeling that stretch on that right side of the body all the way down to that right low back. Breathing into any tight spaces you're holding on to. Two more breaths. Gently lift that torso back up. Right hand is coming down behind you, pushing that right knee into the mat. Hips are coming on up. Seal that left foot on down. Let those hips come down towards the earth. We're switching sides, right leg extending out, left foot tucking in. Spine is nice and long. Right hand coming out to the left knee. Left hand arm reaching behind you. Inhale it up and over towards those right flexed toes. Nice big inhales and exhales. I want you to let that breath travel to that side body. Gently lift that torso back up. Left hand is coming down behind you, pushing that left knee into the mat. Hips are going up, right foot seals down. Let that right arm paint the sky. Gently let those hips come back down. Reach those legs nice and long in front of you. Wiggle them out. Let that spine be nice and long. I want you to let those arms go out to the side. The right arm is coming on top of the left. Let them cross. Now, if the palms don't touch, it's okay. You can stay here. Or if the shoulders don't allow, you can just find this really big hug with that right arm on top. Breathe. Some of you might fold on down. That might feel nicer. If not, you can stay up. Option of also bending the knees, finding that butterfly pose to find this forward fold. Gently lift back up if you were folded over. We're releasing those arms. Let them extend out nice and long to the side. Left arm coming on top of the right this time. And again, they might cross. Palms might touch. They might not, or you find that hug. Option of keeping those toes forward or bending them in as you fold on over. Gently come back up. Extend those arms out. Reach them up high. Now let them come forward. Tuck that chin in just a hair. Start making your way down onto your back. Keep those heels grounded. Making your way down. Option of finding canoe if you'd like, lifting those heels up, reaching those arms behind you for a few breaths. Eventually settling on down. Let's let those knees come in towards the chest. Nice big hug. Allowing the arms to open alongside you, goalpost or T. Let the knees fall to the right as the gaze falls to the left, or maybe it stays at center. Right hand coming on top of the legs. It might feel nice to extend the legs nice and long or find a bit of a twist. Maybe just keeping them stacked upon each other is more than enough, so you can stay there. I want you to find the variation that suits you best, that feels best for this side, for this moment. Just a few more breaths here, allowing the shoulders to be heavy, that breath to move to the belly, letting it inflate and deflate with each breath. We're gently unwinding, coming back to center. And let the knees fall to the left. Gaze might fall to the right. Maybe that left hand comes on top of the knees, or you find a twist or an extension. Letting yourself explore the side. Easing the shoulders. Allowing that breath to travel through the body. This is probably like the only time it's good to like puff out the belly. Any other time doesn't work, but right now it does. Moving that breath there, finding that extension of the diaphragm of the belly. Just a few more breaths here. Let's gently unwind to come back to center. Taking the next few moments to find any final postures that you're needing in order to feel the practice complete, whether it's a bridge or a plow, or just little movements, or maybe you're ready to get that head start into that shavasana, into that final resting pose. Just taking your time, closing the eyes or keeping them soft. Taking this time to explore the needs of the body, to explore maybe your intention. And then eventually settling on in that final resting pose, in that shavasana. Allowing the arms to become heavy next to the body. The legs might extend out long, or maybe the knees stay bent. Allowing the body to soften. Allowing the breath to soften. Noticing this stillness, this peace in the body and in the breath. We'll be here for the next few breaths. Beginning to bring awareness back into the breath, feeling the soft, gentle breeze against your skin. Welcoming in small movements into the fingers and the toes. Allowing bigger movements to enter the body. Eventually allowing the knees to come into the chest, giving yourself one last big hug. And then letting yourself fall on over either to the right or the left side, softly and gently. Taking a few moments here in this position of rebirth to come back to that intention that you set in the beginning of class. Or maybe coming back to the thought of our intention, words, and actions create our reality. So noticing how your intention maybe helped form your practice tonight, and how you're able to bring this intention, these words, off the mat. Making your way up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed or soft. Letting the hands come to heart center as we bow our head in gratitude. Grateful for this day, for this breath, for this beautiful life that we're given. Thank you to each of you for spending your Friday night with me. And the light, the love, and the spirit of me humbly bows to the light, the love, and spirit in each of you. Namaste. Thank you, ladies.